10 Best Victory Celebrations in MMA History. There are instances when the actual exhilaration doesn't start until after a battle has been won. In MMA, fighters are not afraid to show their excitement because they are not subject to disciplinary action for doing so. For an MMA competitor, winning a battle in the UFC, even if it is a preliminary bout, may be a very big event. Naturally, the size of the victory will determine the size of the party that follows. Many combat athletes have their own one-of-a-kind manner of celebrating their victories, whether it's after a violent knockout or a smooth submission. It might be as simple as pumping one's fist for some people, while for others, it could involve doing a backflip off the cage. Fighters are able to showcase their unique personalities inside the cage through post-fight celebrations, regardless of the method by which they choose to carry them out. Naturally, some fighters simply have more personality than others, and those are the fighters that we're going to talk about in today's video. Hello everyone, and thank you for coming back to MMA Guru TV. Today, we're going to discuss the top 10 victory celebrations in the history of MMA. But before we go any further, please make sure you have subscribed to this channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of the videos that are uploaded in the future. Now, let us begin. Number 1 is the cage flip. After scoring a decisive victory, the traditional celebratory cage flip is performed by a large number of combatants during the course of their careers. It's a celebration that adds a lot of spectacle to what might be a major occasion in a fighter's career, and it's something that happens after the fight. For the benefit of those who have never witnessed one of the great flips, a fighter will often bash the cage after a victory and then launch into a tremendous backflip, landing back on the mat inside of the cage. The moments are always a sight to witness, regardless of who it is that's performing the dangerous flip at that particular time. Number 2, Michael Venom Page's Infinity Gauntlet. Michael Venom Page tends to plan out creative methods to celebrate his victories, in contrast to the majority of fighters who don't put a lot of consideration into how they'll celebrate after a bout. He gets into all sorts of mischief, but one of the antics that include an Infinity Gauntlet is a fan favorite. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has been responsible for the rise to fame of this prop in recent years. What better way to convey a message about supremacy than by donning a glove that makes the user unstoppable? Page demonstrated to everyone what would take place in the event that anyone dared to challenge him by donning a replica of the gauntlet and striking a pose. Number 3, BJ Penn Bloodlick. BJ Penn is a great fighter who's known for his straightforward, though frankly very revolting, victory celebration. He would constantly act as if he was a wild guy after a decisive victory, yet lots of people would look away anytime he would lick his opponent's blood off of his gloves. This was especially noticeable when he did it. The celebration conveys a straightforward message, which is that he was pleased with the pain that he had just inflicted on his opponent, and that it is only a matter of time before another person's victimized in the same manner. It is startling to witness, but this particular event contributed to Penn being even more renowned. Number 4, Chuck Liddell's Screams. A simple shout is sometimes all that's required to properly celebrate a victory for a fighter. Chuck Liddell was the perfect example of this because, after some of his more impressive or dominant fights, he would let out a piercing scream, letting everyone in the arena know how amped up he was for the next fight. Everyone knew that Liddell could dish out some serious punishment, so for a while, hearing that scream was something that nobody wanted to do because of the fear it inspired. New viewers were drawn to the product as a result of the shout because there was something viscerally appealing about a man yelling for more after he's just won a significant victory. Number 5, Brock Lesnar takes a ride. There are few things worse for a fighter than realizing they have just been dominated. When Brock Lesnar pretended to ride Heath Herring like a bull in the final moments of their match, he made it clear how pleased he was with his performance. The taunt came before the final bell, but the fight was already over in the eyes of the majority of the audience. To make matters worse, Brock kept pretending to spin around and rope while celebrating and laughing at Herring's expense. Number 6, David Rickles hits a stunner. When it comes to mixed martial arts, no one is ever surprised when a WWE celebrity moves over to the world of MMA or vice versa. On the other hand, many people are surprised when wrestling moves in the midst of the cage. After David Rickles secured a victory at Bellator, this is exactly what the subsequent events were like. Rickles made the decision to perform a move made famous by Stone Cold Steve Austin, rather than jumping the cage to embrace loved ones, rejoice with fans, or engage in a historic flip after their victory. To everyone's amazement and delight, one of his teammates lined up and knocked down Rickles' amusingly difficult but rewarding shot. Number 7, Michael Venom Page's Pokeball. Many mixed martial arts fans have not been very complimentary about Page's post-fight antics and taunts, but many others find it entertaining to watch what he comes up with next. Many people believe that his most famous celebration was when he put on a Pokemon cap, despite the fact that his donning of the Infinity Gauntlet was already an impressive feat. He then proceeded to roll the fake Pokeball towards his opponent before making a pose within the ring. It's unclear how he obtained the duplicate Pokeball. The concept behind this was that he had defeated his rival to such a degree that he could have subdued him like the monster from a video game. Even though it was really difficult, a large number of individuals really enjoyed it. Number 8. Tito Ortiz digs a grave. It is difficult to deny that Tito Ortiz did not have one of the greatest post-fight celebrations in the history of the sport, despite the fact that people appear to hold a wide variety of viewpoints regarding Tito Ortiz. When he was at the height of his game, he was able to overpower his opponents, and after he defeated them, he would comfort them by acting as if he were digging a cemetery grave for them. The straightforward action became readily recognizable, and it quickly spread to other sports in a lighthearted manner to celebrate a significant victory in the competition. The act of excavating the grave represented the completion of a previous chapter and the beginning of the search for a new foe. Number 9. Forrest Griffin's upset win. There are times when the most wholesome celebrations are the ones that turn out to be the greatest. UFC fans who have been following the sport for a longer period of time are likely to never forget Forrest Griffin's impressive victory over Shogun Rua. Fans had a lot of affection for Griffin, but they didn't hold out much hope for him. Following Griffin's successful defense of his title, the excitement that could be seen on his face as he raced around the cage was difficult to equal. An expression of unadulterated delight and astonishment, the fan-favorite fighter's face served to endear him even further to his devoted following. It's the kind of event that everyone ought to take part in, at least once. Number 10. Aldo joins the crowd. The most famous celebration of Jose Aldo is one that, at first glance, appears to be relatively straightforward, but the more you discover about it, the more remarkable it gets. It was evident how much it meant to both Aldo and the supporters that were in attendance when he defeated Chad Mendes in Brazil, which is Jose Aldo's native country. Aldo jumped out of the cage and towards the Brazilian crowd as quickly as he could, not wasting a single second. The crowd showed their appreciation for their courageous warrior very immediately, and soon after, the fighter would be lifted onto the shoulders of the spectators at one of the most memorable moments in the history of mixed martial arts celebrations. So, I think it's just about time for us to put this video to an end. We sincerely hope that you liked watching this video, and if you did, please indicate your support by giving it a thumbs up. We also would appreciate it if you shared your thoughts and reactions in the comment box. We always love hearing from you, so please let us know what you thought about the video. Did we include your favorite one in this list? And if so, which one was it? Or are there any favorite MMA celebrations we didn't include that you think we should have? Again, let us know. Maybe we'll do a sequel. Hey, make sure you subscribe to our channel too. Hit that bell icon on your way out the door so you're always updated of our latest uploads to our channel. Hey, take care, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.